Hi guys, I am back with episode 4 of She Knows Ball. And you know what, let's just get straight into it, right? First of all, we need to pour it up. We need to pour it up. Get your wine, everybody. Because we got some things to get into. Arsenal fans, let's take a sip. Arsenal fans, let's take a sip. Again. Okay? We gotta take a sip because I don't know what the hell Mikel Arteta was thinking when he thought, yeah, this sounds like a really good lineup. Guys, was it not the last episode, the very, very last episode before this episode, that I discussed, literally the whole episode was about why Mascara needs to start over Saliba. Not less than 7 minutes into the game, Arsenal concede. And don't get me wrong, that was more of a Gabriel fault than a Saliba fault at the time, but just the whole pairing was just off. It was off, and I just want to say that this is basic coaching skills that Arteta just seems to get wrong time and time again, and I just don't understand, because obviously we've got a Rolls Royce defender in Saliba, don't get me wrong, amazing guy, world class, everything's effortless with him, but the guy's been injured, right? And we've got Mascara, who's young, Rolls Royce number 2, classy with the ball, it's effortless with him. He's coming for Saliba and he hasn't put a foot wrong, and yeah, everything just looks like it's flowing and whatnot. He's had game time. And so why would you drop someone and replace that person with someone who is just coming off of an injury, who has had no game time? Don't get me wrong, if it was a game against, let's say, Leeds, Nottingham Forest, Wolves, and Saliba was put into the team off of an injury, well, coming back off of an injury, understandable. But you're actually playing a big game. You're playing City at home. The defender that comes in is going to need to have had game time. The pace of the game is different. The physicality of the game is different. Like the mental strength that the player is going to need to try and tackle on Haaland, like to take on Haaland, like come on. It's actually basic coaching skills. So that's step 1 in where Arteta went wrong, the defence, right? And then the man had the audacity to drop Eze. Arsenal fans, take a sip. The audacity to drop Eze. Now, I know Eze didn't have a great game against Athletic Club, and obviously Trossard and Martinelli came on and did the damn thing. But this is where you're getting paid millions to coach, right? Just because they came on, and Athletic Club and City are 2 different games. Like, we get why they came on. They done their thing. Sisted, scored, cool. But we're back in the UK now, and it's Premier League. It's showtime. It's showtime. And you come on and you bring Trossard to start with Merino, Rice, and Stop. This is horrific coaching, and it's like I haven't been that pumped up as an Arsenal fan in a very, very long time. Like, Arsenal have come such a long way, right? Where they built a great squad, and there's very rare occasions where I'm watching a game and I'm worried or concerned or I'm fuming or I'm angry. But when we conceded, I was genuinely fuming. I haven't been an angry Arsenal fan in a long time, but I was genuinely fuming, and I was like, oh shit, like we're in a sticky situation because because Mikel's lost his head. I don't know why She Knows Ball has to tell somebody that's getting paid millions that you need to be starting Mascara over Saliba against City, and that you need to put Eze in the team. To me, it's just not really making sense. I don't know what's... A part of me just wants to also, you know, attribute it down to the fact that Arteta has too many similar players in his squad, and he just genuinely doesn't know what to do with them or where to put them. He's got too many similar players, and this is also the problem why, or this is actually why you don't leave your signings till last minute. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I understand that football has been commercialized. There's so much that goes into football. It's not just as easy as, oh, you bring that player in, sign the contract. No. Like, there's, obviously, you know me, I work in law. And so I know that there's clauses to the contracts. There's clauses that need to be negotiated. Like, a lot goes into a contract. Like, it's not just, oh, hi, slap this paper and sign it. Like, no, there's a lot that goes into it. So I do understand that some of his signings, he definitely couldn't get them over the line before the season started. But this is why you need to have had the majority of your signings before the season starts, because then you will have pre-season to do your little experiments, to see which players need to go in certain positions, or to see where players are the most effective. And he didn't have that time with Gyökeres or Eze. And yeah, it's showing. I feel like he's genuinely confused, and he just doesn't know what to do with the players that he has right now. But I'm gonna say that he needs to figure it out, and he needs to figure it out fast. There's no time to waste. 5 points now we are behind Liverpool. And don't get me wrong, I don't think it's cause for a panic. I mean, 5 points is 5 points. It's a long season, baby, and we have just begun. So he's still got time to rectify it. We thank God that the problems are occurring now, rather than them starting to creep in January or February, when it's that nitty gritty, okay, let's start to grind and really, you know, go for it kind of thing. So, but yeah, he doesn't have long left, because I will say a lot of Arsenal fans' patience is running thin. He's on thin ice, Arteta. And even the most, I wouldn't say die-hard Arteta fans, but Arteta has a lot of people that respect him, and they respect his opinion, and they respect his decisions. I'm actually one of those people. Like, I genuinely fuck with Arteta. If you know me and have been watching me on like Twitter for ages, you know that when there were rumours that Arteta was going to be the manager for Arsenal well before he was appointed, that I was happy with that appointment. You know, there was other like candidates in the running, like Mourinho, and some Arsenal fans wanted Mourinho, and I was like, no, Arteta's the guy. So I genuinely like respect him and his decisions. But I would say that decision he made for that City game was a turning point for a lot of people, because it's like, what more do you need with the squad that you have? Like, you've got the players, and now you're shitting bricks when it's time to build, like, to line them up correctly when they need to be lined up. Like, it's just... Take a sip. What a shambles. So then the guy realizes that he's got it all wrong, and then proceeds to make changes half-time. And do you know what? I was actually shocked at that. I did not have faith in him whatsoever in terms of making the correct changes. Because if you have me on TikTok, you would have seen that immediately I posted that during halftime. I posted, yo, Arteta needs to make changes, and he needs to make them now. So then obviously when it came back, when we was going into the second half, and I was seeing Saka and, you know, the other players come on, I was actually shocked. I was like, oh, he's actually doing it, because I just didn't think he had the spine to do it. I didn't think he had the spine, and the ability to say, do you know what? I was wrong. I got that lineup completely incorrect and I need to rectify it and do that now. I didn't think he was going to do that. So to my surprise, he actually did. We thank God for that. Because what I was seeing in that first half was absolutely horrific. We actually wasted our whole half. Our whole half doing absolutely nothing. No creativity, just a bunch of nothingness. And it's like, Arteta, do you like your job? Because you're on thin ice here. Like, yeah. Anyways, I actually want to shout out Yardman, because Yardman has been, this is the Yardman, not redemption. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't remember. But let's go for redemption right now. This is the Yardman redemption, because Yardman has been saying for years, I don't know who else other than Yardman has been saying this, you know. Yardman has been saying for years that Arteta does not know how to get the best out of Martinelli because he keeps playing him on the wing. And that once Arteta stops being so stubborn and actually uses Martinelli in the way he needs to be used and plays him through the middle, he'll get the best out of Martinelli. I might even have to wheel up his clips there, because Yardman has many clips saying this, borderline shouting at some points. He's borderline shouting at Robbie at some points, telling him that Arteta don't know how to use Martinelli. But the Yardman redemption is here, because lo and behold, Martinelli has somehow been told to play through the middle and 2 goals have come out of it. Can we actually shout him? I've been tough on Martinelli. I'm not going to lie. In fact, I'm one of Martinelli's biggest ops. If Martinelli has one hater in this world, it's me. Well, the past 2 years, I would say. Anyways, like, for the past 2 years, I think I've been done with Martinelli. Just because it's like, yeah, as in light of what Yardman's been saying, we just haven't seen the best out of him. But credits given where credit's due. And yeah, like, I'm not going to lie, Martinelli, I'm not going to speak on your name for... I tweeted, I said I'm never, ever, ever again going to speak about you. But, you know, I'm not going to speak on your name for the next 4 months. Let's say that. Deal? Deal. I'm not going to speak on your name for the next 4 or 5 months or so, because that goal, psh, world class. The flick, the run. Everybody take a sip. That was, he ate with that, like, wow, what a goal. Like, he actually stunned City, I'm not gonna lie. And you just have to wonder why it is that Arteta's not making these changes, or why he's not really understanding what team to put out and how to get the best out of certain players. Because right now, it's also, he's actually making it harder for Gyökeres, in the sense where people are gunning down Gyökeres right now. The way people are gunning down Martinelli, similarly, you could argue the same thing, right? And that's because, so far anyways, to be fair, I feel like Gyökeres has come. He's got his goals, like, I feel like people are being overly critical. But obviously in big games, he hasn't showed up. And again, touching on the point that it's largely due to the fact that Arteta is not allowing him to get the best, or he's not really allowing Gyökeres the freedom to play. Like, there's no creativity on the pitch. So how's a number 9, a striker, gonna get the goals he needs when the manager's not setting up the midfield with the creative players that he needs? Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's looking dark for Arteta right now if he doesn't get the lineup, or if he continues this negative style of football, this defensive. Because you know what it is? Anfield away, I get it. I'm still cussing him, but it's like, I can justify it. There's reasons to believe, like, to understand why, right? But at home, it's just not making sense. And the thing is, if he was to actually put out that lineup for Newcastle away, I could maybe even justify it. But now that he's butchered that lineup at home against City, there's no way he can put that team out for Newcastle because everyone's already looking at him funny under the lights. So it's like, now you can't even put out the team that actually made sense to put out because you went and done your dancing against City. Didn't ya? Take a sip, Arteta, man, because you need to loosen up. Be free. Because if he even dares to even do nonsense against Newcastle. Anyways, they're actually playing Port Vale tonight, so let's see what lineup he's even decided to go for there. It'll be interesting to see that because, yeah, he's had a nightmare. But yeah, I wouldn't panic so far because, as I said, it's a very long season. We've not even scratched the surface in terms of this season and all of the stuff that is yet to occur. But injuries have been killing Arsenal. I'm not gonna lie. Like, so Noni Madueke is actually injured, and it's just like, really, like. I've got another segment that I need to talk about how Arteta has actually but obviously excluding Noni, but how Arteta has actually ran these players to the ground. I'm not going to lie, because that run we had, what was it, the 22-23 run we had, where those players are playing day in and out and we had no injuries. It's caught up to us now. It's actually caught up to Arsenal now. I'm not going to lie, because the way the team are getting like little niggles here and there is just becoming way too often. Anyways, let's see the lineup he's put out for. Who are we playing? Port Vale. He's got Kepa in goal. Oh, White's there. Saliba, Mascara. Oh, wow. He's playing them together. Someone tell Arteta to listen to my podcast before he needs to make time for it. Tell him to carve out 30 minutes of his day to listen to my podcast. Because if he did, he would have had the brain to start Mascara. But anyways, cool. He's got Saliba, Mascara. I think he's giving Gabriel a break, because Gabriel had he went all the way there against that City game either. I'm not going to lie, so he needs some rest. He's rested Rice. That's good, because Rice, again, a lot of players just don't seem to be all the way there right now. Okay, Lewis Skelly's coming in. That's good. And then he's got Nwaneri. Oh, good. Some nice game time. Norgard. Eze, good. Some game time. He's got Saka, of course, because Saka needs to keep it moving. This is what I was even saying. It's like, everyone that has played sports knows what I'm talking about. If you play sports, whether that's football or tennis, everybody knows that game time is key. You can't just come back off of an injury and think you're just gonna start like, sometimes, don't get me wrong, yeah, you will, innit? But it's like, everybody knows that what players need is game time. Like, I can't stress this enough. Like, someone can't be injured and then boom, they're playing City. It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, look, Saka, play this game for I don't know who they're playing. What's the name? Port Vale, whatever. Sounds like something from Game of Thrones. Port Vale, and just run around, innit? Like, get some game time. He's got Marino and then Martinelli. Cool. Oh, Arsenal have even scored 1-0 Eze. Don't know what that man was thinking, not putting... He made the mistake of not starting him for the Liverpool game. Then the City game. He decreased. Anyways. Man, watch out. Because the lineup against Newcastle is going to be very, very telling. Like, he cannot get that wrong. Like, when I say he cannot get that wrong, everybody's going to be watching him like a hawk. But anyways, we thank God that Martinelli actually rescued me from embarrassment. Because I was out here, you know, posting. I know if you have me on TikTok, you would have seen I was out here posting saying, oh, Arsenal haven't beaten City since 2023 and blah, blah, blah. And then, whoa, I was thinking, wow, we're really going to lose this game? But anyways, we thank God Martinelli saved me out of the mud. But we shouldn't have even been down a goal anyways. Because if the lineup was correct... Like, come on, City aren't even, like, come on. Tottenham put the pause on them. You're at home. Damn. You're actually at home. Show some, you know, the thing there that's between a man's legs. Show some. Anyways, on some positive news, because Man United fans keep messaging me in my DM saying that I'm always getting onto Man United and that I'm cussing them and complimenting at the same time. Double C Chanel. Cool. I actually don't cuss you guys. If you've actually been watching the episodes, you would know that I actually genuinely want... Well, I wouldn't say I genuinely want them to do well, because it's like, it's fuck United, isn't it? But I'm saying that it's like... I don't get joy out of seeing them lose anymore, because you don't lose so many times. Okay, see, they're going to say that I'm being patronising. But I'm being dead ass. Like, you don't have lost genuinely so many times that I even feel sorry for you. Look, like, I don't laugh. Like, I prefer when Chelsea lose than when United lose. Because United lose, it's so much just boring. But when Chelsea lose, it's like... Because Chelsea fans, they took a lot of shit. And so it's like, okay, you lot think, well, I don't know, because you won this, what's this World Cup? Someone will up the Lyle's clip. World Cup, World Champions of what? Anywho, anyways, but let's be serious. Chelsea fans actually talk bad smack and they just think they're the bee's knees. I don't know why. But anyways, in positive news, Man United have won something. They've won something and they've beaten Chelsea 2-1. But you know what? I'm actually happy that, United also went down to 10 men as well. It was a very, very entertaining game, I'm not going to lie. But I'm happy that they went 10 men. They went down to 10 men too, because now they can actually say, like, we beat you fair and square. It was 10v10, because obviously if it was 11v10, then everybody would have, shit to say about the fact that, obviously you should be winning against a 10-man Chelsea kind of thing. But no, it was 10v10. So that was good. Palmer owners, I've been telling y'all from before Christ to not put Palm Unity. But anyways, this is not the FPL segment. We'll get into that. So yeah, it was a good game. Casemiro being a liability as usual. I don't know who scores and then gets sent off in the same game. He just lives in his own world. He hasn't learned a damn thing. And it's like, at this age, Casemiro, you've been here for a very long time, but when are you, like, you haven't learned small. He's so rash, but we love it anyways because it gives us things to laugh at. But yeah, we thank God Man United were able to hold it down. And yeah, let's see if they can push on and, build a little confidence. Because as you know, I'm supporting my guy Mbeumo. Like, I want him to do well. I don't want him to, go down the drain like a lot of the Man United players that come and do. So yeah, hopefully that continues and yeah, United can make something happen and stop embarrassing themselves. Okay, maybe I'll try to edit that out because they're going to say I'm boying Man United again. But I'm genuinely happy for you lot. Like, genuinely. But anyways, Oh gosh. Liverpool. Ugh. Ekitike has only gone and got himself sent off against the game. Who did they play? Southampton in the Carabao Cup. And now he's missing the match against Crystal Palace. Don't get me wrong, obviously Isak's a driller. And Isak can come in and do what he needs to do. But I don't know. I haven't seen too much of Isak. I obviously rate him as a striker. You guys know I love Isak. I wanted Arsenal to sign him way before he actually, you know, I think before the second season with Newcastle. But anyways, obviously Isak can do the damn thing. But it's just like, you know, Ekitike, I feel like he suits their pace a lot. Like, I don't know, he just looks like a Liverpool player to me. I don't know, like, you guys know what I mean when I say that someone looks like that's their team. Like, Ekitike gives me that. But the guy went and got himself sent off to Southampton, and now he's missing the Crystal Palace game. And listen, Crystal Palace, not be easy one for Liverpool. Crystal Palace is not an easy game, and Crystal Palace actually have not lost a game this season. And so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. You know, Liverpool have been getting their wins last minute goals, and it's just like, can they do that against against Crystal Palace without Ekitike? Because Crystal Palace is not a team to just be joking around with or think that you can just do whatever with. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens in that game. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not going to lie. Because can Liverpool sustain all of these last minute goals and keep that going for the whole season? Because you could argue it both ways. It's a thing where that's what champions do. Champions find a way to win games even when they were borderline not involved in the game at all. Like, we see this in Champions League all the time. Sometimes, you know, one of the big dogs like Real Madrid or someone will be playing the lesser teams. And, you know, the lesser team will have the most chances, but at the end of the day, it will be Real Madrid that converts the goal and they're 2-1 up and they win, and they didn't necessarily play great. But that's what makes a great team, is the fact that they don't need to put, like, their foot on the gas 100% of the time. They just know when to turn it on and when to do the damn thing. So let's see if Liverpool can sustain it. I think it depends on their injuries, whether they can sustain it. I think 1 or 2 injuries can really change the whole dynamic. So we'll have to watch this space. But yeah, Ekitike, I saw on Twitter that he said that that he took off his shirt because he wanted to include it for a photo dump on Instagram. Shout out to the photo dumps on Instagram, because I completely I'm not gonna lie, I completely understand it. It would have made a sick photo dump. Like, I actually hear it, but I don't know if that's a rumor, if that's true. I need to, I don't know, ask Grok or something, ask ChatGPT to confirm. But if you did it because of that, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not mad at it, because I love a little photo dump on Instagram. So but the only thing is, man, watch out. Because if Isak does the damn thing and you're on the bench because you got a silly red card, I mean, you can't complain if you don't get your position back in the starting lineup, because that's just what you did. But anyways, that leads me on nicely to FPL. Let's get into the FPL segment. And because I am an Ekitike owner, so it's like, what are we doing, guys? He's not playing the game. But anyways, let's discuss FPL, right? In fact, let's start off by talking about how I did last game week. So I got above average. I got 52 points and the average was 42 points. The people that saved me, to be fair, I didn't do too bad. Obviously, if you have me on TikTok and Instagram, you would have seen how much I did. Obviously, I would have got better if my dumbass played Senesi. instead of Grealish or Gabriel. But yeah, shout out to my TikTok as well, man. Another viral video. We thank all of my TikTokers that like my videos, view it, and comment on it. Watch my YouTube videos, because this is where the real, you know, analysis comes in. Well, the further analysis. But yeah, so I didn't do too bad this game week. Kudus obviously has now got an assist. We thank God, because we've been waiting on him to. I think he went like 2 or 3 game weeks without actually providing any attacking returns, which wasn't the best, but he's now come through with that. So now let's get on to this new game week, because Ekitike owners, what are we doing? Are we taking him out? Because I'm actually, hear me out, I don't know how this Liverpool and Crystal Palace game is going to go. Obviously, Mo Salah generally has a good goal scoring record against Crystal Palace. But I don't know, I just feel like, obviously Crystal Palace haven't lost a game this season. They're set up really good. And I just don't think it's going to be free for all, in a sense where Liverpool is going to run riot. If they do, that will shock me. But, so I don't know. I'm actually thinking, do I transfer out Salah for Saka? And then transfer out Ekitike for either Isak or Haaland. Because Haaland owners have been eating recently. I'm not going to lie. I'm not even mad at it. So guys, do we do that? Am I mad for that? But that is my line of thinking so far. I'm not going to lie. Like, I've been thinking, yeah, maybe Salah's got to go. Because don't get me wrong, like, he gets points, but it's like, it's not that much for his price tag. Like, for 14.5 million, it's not that much. And it's like, you could do without him. So I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm thinking Ekitike out. But anyways, but another, you know, since we're on the striker topic, Ekitike out, right? So who are we going to take him out for? Some people might want to keep him, that's fine. But me, I like to keep it moving. We can transfer you back in when I need you, kind of thing. Some people might dislike that strategy, but that's just my FPL strategy, innit? I need my players. If you're not available, bye. I'll transfer you back when I'm good and ready. But I do have 2 free transfers, luckily. So let's get into strikers that we might want to transfer in. Obviously, Haaland is up there. He's looking good. And Burnley are good. How have Burnley been this season? I feel like they've been okay defensively, but it's just like, why wouldn't they? Yeah, like, Burnley have pretty much conceded in every single game except for one, which was against Sunderland. And so it's like, I would definitely understand why Haaland will be brought in. And if I look at the other stats, the last games, City won 3-1, 3-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 again. So it's just like, why not? Yeah, other strikers that I would, you know, advise people to transfer in right now, bar Haaland, is Richarlison. You know, Tottenham have Wolves away. And Wolves, well, they've been abysmal this season so far. They've actually not won a single game. And they have been letting in goals like crazy. So, yeah, I would definitely be tempted with also transferring in Richarlison right now. And that also leads me into the midfield. Guys, did I not make a video? Well, I made a TikTok video, and I think I mentioned it on one of my podcasts that Alex Iwobi was one of my differential picks of the week. And lo and behold, last game week, he got a goal and an assist. And if you listened to my advice and transferred him in, you would be taking a sip. So comment below if you actually listen to me. But yeah, back to the midfielders. So yeah, I would go for Alex Iwobi again if you've not already done so. Obviously, it might be a bit late now because he's got Aston Villa away, Bournemouth away, then Arsenal at home, which just, yeah, it's not given that he's going to really score against Bournemouth or Arsenal. Maybe against Aston Villa because Aston Villa have been quite woeful this season. But yeah, I feel like if you haven't transferred him in already, then it's kind of like you kind of missed the ship kind of thing. But other strikers that are on my radar right now, again, I would recommend Yavi Simons. 7.1 million. He's got Wolves at home, and again, Wolves have been abysmal. Leeds away next, and then he's got Aston Villa at home after. So I would look to transfer him in. Obviously, I feel like everybody has Semenyo already, so that's a given. But yeah, if you haven't already, he's 7.7 million. He's got Leeds away, Fulham at home, and then Crystal Palace away. So you might want to look to transfer in Semenyo. Obviously, I just mentioned that I will be looking to transfer in Saka back in. I don't know, I just feel like when Saka is fit, I don't know if it's the Arsenal fan in me, but it's like, I need Saka in my team. And so I think I'll be transferring him in if I can and if I've got the funds. Luckily, I've got 2 free transfers. Obviously, he's got Newcastle at home. Is it Newcastle at home we have? Are we at home? No, we're away. We've got Newcastle away, which is going to be a very, very difficult game. But Newcastle haven't been the greatest this season. They're not the Newcastle that they were last season or when they had Isak. So I am expecting Arsenal to do something, especially with what nonsense they did against City. They have something to prove, and they need to prove it. To put it quite frankly. So, but if you don't want to transfer in Saka now, then obviously they got West Ham at home next after that, and I feel like that's a game where it's giving goals galore. It's giving Arsenal do something. But yeah, anyways, other midfielders that I feel like you guys should look out for. Obviously, I've already got him. Kudus, again, Wolves at home, Leeds away, Aston Villa at home next after that. And yeah, it's just giving Tottenham players right now. It's given let's transfer in the Tottenham players because they seem to have a good set of fixtures coming up. And then I've already got him, but if you haven't, I think Grealish is one to transfer in this week. He's got West Ham at home, then Crystal Palace at home, and then Man City away. The last 2 I would say are trickier fixtures, so if you don't really want to transfer him right now, understandable. But I think for the West Ham game, he's going to do, there's potential for him to do well in that game. And then others, Mbeumo, I've been saying Mbeumo for a while. He hasn't returned as much as I thought he would have. But there's opportunities there, like 8.1 million, which is I feel like it's a bit too high for him. I feel like FPL need to lower that down to maybe about 7 million, 6.8 or something like that. But yeah, he's got Brentford away and then Sunderland at home and then Liverpool away, which is the trickier fixture. But I do really think, maybe he's got something to prove against his former club. And then Sunderland at home, I think I would just expect him naturally to get something. And obviously, Reinders had assisted in the Arsenal game that he had. And he's only 5.6 million. And yeah, City are playing Burnley. And so I think that just calls for a cheeky little assist again. And then, so let's move on to the defenders. Senesi, Leeds at home, Leeds away. And Bournemouth have just been doing well defensively anyways. And then Vardio, I've recommended him. 5.8 million. He used to be a premium defender with like 6 million or whatnot. But I think post-injury, he just dropped down the ranks or whatever. But yeah, West Ham, they haven't been great. And, not West Ham, sorry. Burnley. So yeah, likely that City will keep a clean sheet against Burnley. So if you want a defender that's going to help you get a clean sheet and potential attacking returns, then I would try and get in City assets now. And then we've also got Pedro Porro. Again, Wolves. Have they scored a goal this season? Sorry, let's check that. Fact check. Okay, they have at least scored a goal. But they barely do. So, yeah. Again, Tottenham assets are the ones to transfer in. Right now I'm thinking Pedro Porro, 5.6 million. If you want a cheaper option, for 5.1 million you can get Romero. So captains. Woo. I actually don't know who I'm going to be captaining this week, because I don't actually know if I'm going to even have Mo Salah, because obviously, as I mentioned at the start, I'm thinking to get rid of Mo Salah, which is crazy and nerve-wracking. I'm going to have a think about it. I might start streaming on FPL deadline day to see last-minute changes that I make, but because I'm thinking to put the armband on Haaland if I do bring Haaland in. It's just a sticky one. It's a sticky one. I don't know who the armband can be. I think this is one of the hardest ones to put a captain's armband on, you know, I'm not gonna lie. Because I've got Gyökeres as well. Do I put it on Gyökeres or do I put it on João Pedro, who has Brighton at home? But then do I put it on Haaland if I do transfer Haaland in? But do I put it on Salah? Yeah. I genuinely don't know who I'm putting the captain's armband on, because I genuinely don't know who's going to be in my team. It's a bit too early in the game week and I haven't made my decisions. I'm sorry I couldn't be more of help in terms of captaincy. But check out my TikTok and my Instagram, because obviously closer to the deadline, I would have had some time to think about it. I would have made my transfers. And yeah, then you would find out who it is that I think should captain. But I'm tempted with Gyökeres. I'm also tempted with Grealish. Richarlison's also a good shout if he does get transferred in. But it'll probably, if I transfer in Haaland, it'll probably be Haaland against Burnley. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, as I said, I don't know about that right now until later, towards the deadline. So if you obviously want to find out more and follow me on social media and know more closer to the time, then defo hit me up and follow me on my socials. That's on TikTok and Instagram, KaiBody, KAIBODY _. And that is episode 4 wrapped up of She Knows Ball. And now I'm gonna get into watching Arsenal's game against Port Vale, because Eze scored and I want to go watch it. So bye guys, have a sip.